Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Come on in, everybody. Oh, the tea is just fine. It's not too hot, but it is very cold. I guess you don't want cold tea. But unless it's iced. Yeah, it's iced tea.
It's iced tea. It's August. Listen,
You're
we're in
right.
the doldrums of summer. We're
You're
in
right.
the middle, and we're ready to solve your bee problems and bee tuations.
Are you bringing the... Oh, you're saying bee because of the name of the show, Who's the Bee? I thought you were bringing up the fact that you just knew somehow telepathically that Adam was stung by a wasp the other day. And we've been talking stings up in this business. I will throw that out there. Yeah. So when you said bee-ness, I was just like, no.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to be friendly to our algorithmic
I understand.
overlords.
I appreciate that.
Where on his body was he stung?
On the hand. He got stung on the hand. And then MJ was talking about, and now we always will remember it's baking soda because it's BS that it works so well. That's what you make, like a baking soda paste. And that's what takes the sting away very, very quickly. And that's what...
Ooh, that's good to know.
You see, these are things, this is why if we hadn't talked about this, you wouldn't know that. And you wouldn't now have a handy reminder of whether it's baking powder or whether it's baking soda that you use as the paste. You're welcome.
I've only in my long life been stung by a bee twice, I think.
Whoa,
I mean,
long life.
Recently on the beach, I think I stepped on a dead one that kind of like...
And that got you too?
It doesn't really have the same effect. It's like, ouch, it hurts and like it hurts a little bit, but it's like, it's not, it's more akin to getting stung by like a horsefly or something. It's not the same as a bee sting.
I don't like those either.
Well, one time I was 16 and I had taken my little brother to a football game and I was eating a lollipop and there was a bee on my lollipop and I put the whole thing in my mouth and the bee stung my lip to get out.
What?
And which, to be fair, the poor bee, I mean, like probably thought, what the fuck? I'm in a dark, wet mouth right now.
That's so sweet that you think about the bee's perspective.
I mean, it was sitting 1 second perched on a blow pop and the next second it was in my mouth.
Your mouth.
I could see it being like, fuck, I got to sting my way out of this shit. So it stung me on the lip and then my lip blew up like this.
Oh my God,
like I literally looked like I got
made
popped.
fun of so hard by your siblings?
It was a Friday, so I thought, ooh, I have until Monday for this to go down and no one at school will see it. But I was in this group called National Charity League, which was like mothers and daughters doing charity together.
Ew,
please. It's very Connecticut.
Kara, I would have made fun of, what are you, in the DAR after that?
We were doing things. Listen, I loved volunteering for charity, but also it was good for your college applications. It was a twofer for me.
It's one of those.
So,
okay, all right.
The next morning was a kidnap breakfast where
Excuse me?
my fellow...
You bring your kidnappees to breakfast. Let
they
them
kidnap
have some
you
breakfast.
in the morning. They come into your room really early. They pick you up, and we all go to like a diner for breakfast.
Oh, that's
and then
not what I was thinking. I was thinking of Nancy
in the newspaper. You were thinking Nancy Guthrie. I'm like telling a wholesome story about a bee sting, and you're bringing up the saddest story in America. No.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about Nancy Guthrie. I can't stop thinking about her. I think about it all the time. They just put out the ransom notes, and they were like, "See, she's definitely dead." And of course, Savannah Guthrie's like, "Where's my mother?" And it's not funny. I'm laughing just because it's so ridiculous. All of it is so upsetting. Can you imagine?
And you thought that I was mentioning some kind of fun kidnap breakfast where a bunch of kidnappers all bring the person that they've kidnapped and they all hang out and it's like a con.
And
they all get to chill.
You treat them nice just for the one breakfast, especially if you're at this, what is it, the National Charity Foundation that you work for? Bring in your kidnapped. Come on, give them a pancake.
Instead, it was a bunch of high school girls going to breakfast at a local diner. And my picture was in the newspaper with a fat lip.
Whoa,
everybody saw it.
Kara. Oh, no, fat lip, Kara. And everyone's like, look like you got hit in the head.
Wait, what did the ransom note say? I haven't seen that. I'm coming to you live from Vermont right now, everybody.
And the news doesn't reach Vermont.
The news
Honestly,
doesn't come here.
It's for the best. There's so many trees and everyone's having such a good time. It's so wholesomely beautiful. This is what it is, Kara.
I'm making maple syrup and I have no idea what's going on.
We got to get you out of the wholesome countryside. We got to get you back to dirty LA, where the news is that I mean, technically there is no news. It's the same ransom notes that came out a while ago that were like, she died very quickly and we buried her naturally. They just released what the ransom notes said. So nothing has happened. It is just that we just found out that we were already told that she passed. And of course, I mean, where's Nancy? We're still screaming it out here.
Oh my God. They don't want to say where she would be buried because there would be evidence.
No. So this is just a forever, like, you know, it's difficult enough to get sleep at night just having had said like something uncomfortable to somebody sometime. But I feel like if my mom was forever missing, you know, I'm pretty sure that's something you just don't quite get over.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not like the other girls. I know that I'm different. I know that I care about different things, like where my Spider-Man is on my screen. Yeah. Wow, what a transition from Nancy Guthrie into Spider-Man conversation. It is as natural as the iced tea that we're going to be giving you from this episode. Yeah, it's because I said it was cold earlier. Now,
you saw the new Spider-Man last night.
I did. And now this is, of course, we're in the time machine. So this is a couple weeks earlier. What I'm really here to talk about is Screen X, okay? Because I have heard about Screen X. I think a lot of people have out there for you moviegoers, even though don't worry, Tom Holland did come out on the screen and thank us all for being at the movie theater, even though we were already at the movie theater.
Why do they do that?
Drives me crazy, Kara.
It drives me insane. When they're like, thank you so much for coming to the movies. It's like, I already bought my ticket. I already bought my popcorn. I'm freaking here.
I'm already here. I'm watching you doing this. Stop thanking me. I'm already here. And
it's like when you're like binge watching a Hulu show and they're like showing you commercials for the show you're watching while you're watching it. It's like, dog, I've been watching it for 6 hours. What makes you think you need to advertise to me?
Yeah, I don't need this garbage. And I love Tom Holland. But again, I don't need him to thank me. And we went to see, so this Spider-Man was shot for Screen X. And for those that are unaware, there are the different kinds of movie theaters now where there's regular movie theaters and they have plush rockers, which we all know is just lies for the more uncomfortable seats, and then the recliner chairs. And then there's a subsection where there's like Screen X, which for those that don't know, it is a full screen in front of you, but also the sides of the movie theater also have huge screens. So it's like one like huge extended screen. It's like being in the, you know, the Sphere-esque. Obviously, It's not quite the Sphere, but esque, right? And then there's 4DX. And 4DX is the one where you're like, like in the Odyssey, people are being like sprayed with ocean spray.
That's the one where Jared goes, who's changing the water in those tanks?
Oh,
like we're going to all be getting listeria from 4DX tank water.
Oh, yeah. oh, that or they're using the tanks to spread the listeria. I'm not sure if it's one way or the other. But so movies are now being shot. Like Spider-Man was shot for Screen X. It was so to be properly seen on all three of the screens. And I honestly, it was cool. I get it. There's lots of things that, because you also have to make the movie for regular movie theaters as well. There's lots of scenes when he's not like swinging and being Spider-Man. Not all of the screen is on. So only half of the screen is shown. But really what I came here to complain about, not even just the Tom Holland thank you, which I've already complained about, and not even to complain about the fact that the screen is not used the entire time. There are many, many moments where not the whole screen is used. And then I don't think about this because I didn't pay the $36 for the ticket because I am an AMC Stubs. And it is the biggest cult that I'm a part of. And
they let the Stubs lets you into the X.
Stubs gets you into X, babe. Stubs gets you into most of the things at the AMC. So I would not complain as much, but they use the shitty seats in the seats for Screen X where you're paying so much money just to jam as many people in there. And I get it. I understand. The B is capitalism. We know that that's it. But I was so upset to see that there were no recliners in the fancy theater.
Because, can I play devil's advocate for a second? Like, I'm just wondering, like, is it because like lying down reclined is not really the position for getting your eyeballs around to all these side screens?
Probably. That's
Are they like, it's actually optimal if you're sitting up and you can kind of swivel your head around?
But Kara, what is a wife to complain about if she's dragged to the Marvel movie and the seats aren't the recliners? And then the movie ends up being really good. So like, what else am I supposed to complain about, Kara?
Yeah.
Like, because the movie was really good and I had a really good time. And even though, maybe part of the reason why I'm complaining about this is because there was a man in his 50s or 60s that sat next to Jeff through the entire Spider-Man movie who was there by himself, who talked about how excited he was about Spider-Man the entire movie. And we were so close to him because we were in the shitty chairs. And he just like, because Kara, I don't know if you know this, but there was a moment in the Spider-Man where they're showing like they're playing out iconic Spider-Man covers, and he was going through and be like, and that's the cover of the button, and when he went Empire State, and when he swept, and I am so, and this was not in a neurodivergent kind of way, although I'm sure it was definitely, it was to a point. It wasn't incessant. So it was like he did know to control part of it. But he was just so excited, and Jeff just never lost patience with him. And ultimately, I know that Jeff is a better person than I am.
Yeah.
Because I think if it was something that I really loved, I'd just be like, shut up at some point. Right?
Totally. Yeah, like I can't do that. If someone's engaging in small talk in public, I'll do it for a little bit. But like in a movie theater where we're trying to watch the movie and you keep talking to us, I would tell my husband, I'd be like, you got to start ignoring. You got to start like stonewalling or it's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop. And I love though, the love of Spider-Man reached everybody there, though, Kara. And I think that it was Spider-Man that was webbing us all together. And isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom Holland. You know what? In fact, thank you for thanking us for coming to the theater. I think it's good.
Has Jared ever told you the famous story about me and Spider-Man? Like we were at—
You know him?
No. We were at a movie preview during the Tobey Maguire years. And there's that famous scene where he's upside down and she takes off the mask.
The kiss.
Or whatever, the kiss.
The kiss that defined me.
It was that preview. And he says something to her with his mask on. And I go, Spider-Man talks? And Jared was like, what? And I go, I just didn't know Spider-Man talked. He's wearing a mask over his mouth. I just like thought he was like silent. I know Peter Parker can talk.
Right.
I just thought Spider-Man was like a guy who didn't talk.
A mute character.
And he tells everybody that story, like as an example of like, this is how dumb my wife is about Marvel. And honestly, I'm bringing it up now because I have no shame and I don't care.
I love this. I understand. Kara, I was recently on a Nerd of Mouth episode and they talked at me for a long time about the Avengers. And the whole time I thought they were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. So I get it. Like we've even talked about Guardians of the Galaxy on here because of that raccoon necklace.
Are they different?
Necklace.
Like I thought they were the same. Are they not the same universe?
They are not the same. They are the same universe, but it's not. Well, they're not. They're not the same universe. I don't know. I think they are. I know that it's a bunch of people that get together and they fight. Oh no, I'm going to get letters. Not from you guys listening to Who's the Bee. You guys don't know either. We don't know either. All right?
We don't care.
We don't know.
Let's move on from this world that we barely care about.
What if we're Avengers though, Kara? What if like everybody finds out later on, maybe we have the powers? Zap.
The powers of bitchiness and empathy. Those are powers. Those are superpowers if you think about it.
Wow.
Okay. Let's get into solicited advice so that we can use our superpowers. And let's play our first voicemail.
Okay.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Okay, I am driving back from this wedding right now, and I unfortunately think I might be the bitch.
Ooh.
I need to know. So it's low stakes. But here's the situation. I was a groomsman, in a wedding, and the brother of the bride was another groomsman. And
Okay.
I need to preface this. This man has no, at least that I'm aware, I am 99% positive. He has no allergies. He does not have any food allergies. He's like no aversions. Like he's nothing there. If that was the case, you know, I'd be fine. But we sit down they had like a head table for the whole wedding party. We sit down there. This man reaches underneath the table, like before everyone's about to start eating. Reaches under the table, grabs a little like mini lunchbox cooler situation, opens it up, pulls out 6 hard-boiled eggs that are still in the shelf. And he starts peeling them and eating them.
At the wedding?
And it smells terrible. First of all, I was like 2 seats down from him. I could smell it. And it was awful. And he just, as far as I know, he's just like super into like really clean eating, et cetera. Like he didn't want to eat the, you know, whatever the food they were going to have at the wedding. So he brought his own food. It's just like hard. Did it have to be that? But here's where I'm asking.
Did it have to be that?
I went and I obviously told my wife she's at the wedding. I went over to her to tell her about it. And like some of our other friends are at another table. I was like, this is crazy, you guys. And I'm like, I just feel really bad because then I texted my wife and she's like, I told the people at the table, like all of her friends, and like we were all talking about it. And I'm like, gosh, like this is like a whole thing now. I feel bad. Like we're all like gossiping about this man and his egg. And I feel really, really bad about it.
I wouldn't.
Because I'm like, okay, we're just gossiping. Like I started it. Like, well, maybe he started with the eggs, but like I feel bad. And I'm like, I felt really judgmental. And like, is that bitchy of me? I'm just afraid that like if it got back to him, that it would hurt his feelings. I'm not friends with him. Like I don't know him.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's just really funny to me. I'm sorry. That's crazy. It's a hard-boiled egg. 6 of them. And
that's crazy.
Anyway, so I need to know. And then on top of that, he did say, oh my gosh, what did he say? He said something like, somebody next to him was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm not going to fold under the pressure. I'm going to keep eating clean no matter what the odds are. Like, he was very serious about it. So, and I've heard, like, I'm good friends with the groom, obviously, and he's, like, told me, like, yeah, he's a character. He's very, like, conspiracy theory. I don't know. It gives me, like the RFK Jr. vibes. So, is where he's coming from. But, anyway, am I the bitch for, like, kind of starting this?
No.
Like, gossip? Like, I don't know. I just hope it didn't get back to him, or, like, if his parents overheard at the wedding, because there was, like, a lot of people around him. We're all talking about it pretty loudly and, like, laughing. So I need to know if I'm bitchy for that, or if it's just like okay to be funny. Like, I don't know. You brought hard-boiled eggs to the wedding, so like people are going to talk. Anyway, love the podcast. You guys keep great advice. And I think I might be in the wrong here, but maybe that's okay. Okay, let me know.
I don't know. You brought hard-boiled eggs to a wedding, so
I just say it's like people. You are being way too hard
nice
on yourself.
Yeah,
this person is doing something that is completely insane.
Crime.
And whether you said it or someone else said it, it was going to spread around the wedding that someone whipped out a half a dozen hard-boiled eggs.
6 of them.
And peeled them at a table and ate them, knowing how freaking stinky that is.
In front of people at a wedding. That's insane. And especially in a contained space, too, where everybody's going to smell.
And at the head table, where people are looking at you.
That's crazy. No, you are, honestly, I feel like you guys didn't go far enough. I think that I would have just been like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, also, clean eating can be done in so many ways that aren't crimes, like bringing a 6 hard-boiled eggs to peel at the front table in front of everyone at your wedding. No, you don't, especially if it's your brother. I'd be like, put the fucking eggs away. Put them away.
Yeah, like,
imagine?
dog. most weddings have a salad. Most weddings have a vegetable. Weddings have vegetarian options. Like, I understand, like, if you're on like a super, like, I've seen Teresa Judex carrying around her steamed chicken breast or whatever with her when she goes on her vacations with the housewives. I get it. This is one meal. Number one. Yeah. Number two, and you could have found a way to eat clean at it or clean-ish. And then you could have brought snacks, or you could have brought your freaking eggs to the groomsman suite or wherever. Like, you're one of the few people at the wedding.
Smaller, like, warm place where he's like, I gotta eat my
I'm
eggs.
just saying, you're one of the few people at the wedding that probably has access to more spaces than the rest of the wedding, because
go to a breastfeeding
you probably
room.
have access to, like, go somewhere else and eat your freaking eggs if you've got to do that. To sit and eat there like that. Like, a wedding meal has been chosen. Everything at a wedding is like aesthetic, and like the meal has been chosen. It's like you wouldn't show up and go, oh, I'm actually like on this bet with my coworkers that I can eat a Big Mac every day for a month, so I brought my own Big Mac. Is that cool? Like, you just wouldn't do that. It's like nothing to do with the clean eating. It's like you're just going against, and I'm like, oh, I'm so grossed out by this person. And you are absolutely correct to detect RFK Jr. vibes, because it's totally like somebody that's like, I am the only person that matters. Like hyper individualism, which I am constantly harping on. It's like, this is my meal. I don't really care where I am, and I'm just going to eat it and do it, and it doesn't matter who it affects. Like,
there's just so many ways that you can eat clean that aren't just hard-boiled eggs. Like, again, if that was all, even like the caller said, I don't know if there was like a food allergy thing going, like, I do appreciate that, and you are giving this person the benefit of the doubt, but this person is a criminal, and I would definitely, I certainly would clock that and not invite him to the next family wedding if I were a cousin. I'd be like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. And everybody at a wedding gossips. You're either gossiping about someone making out with somebody. Yeah. I'm sure I have tripped over a speaker, and an entire wedding has seen my ass. I mean, like, I have definitely been the subject of wedding gossip. Everybody talks about wedding gossip. This guy deserved to be roasted and hard-boiled, if you want to know the truth. So I think you've done absolutely nothing wrong. And this guy should have taken his stinky ass eggs and eaten them in the parking lot.
Yeah, because even you were like, I hope his parents didn't find out. Like, if that was my kid, I'd be like, you know not to bring hard-boiled eggs to the wedding.
So like, it's also so giving, like, I don't know if it's little or older brother, but it's like giving, this is my sister's wedding and it doesn't really matter, and like, I don't care. Like, don't eat hard-boiled eggs at your sister's fucking wedding. You could go somewhere else.
In fact, it's like, I even really appreciate, because like, I felt like, it's like my brother had the opposite reaction to my wedding, where he wanted, like, the last thing he wanted was to be any kind of a disturbance at my wedding. The last thing he wanted, which was like, for the two of us, I really appreciated. I love that he wanted to make sure nobody was looking at him, which is the antithesis of everything that my brother is. And I feel like that's how a brother should be during his sister's wedding.
Yeah. And the little cooler, like, Jesus, you couldn't have, like...
With the cooler. Because at least, when you said bringing out the cooler, first thing, this is sad, where my brain is, first thing I thought of was, maybe he's a vampire and he had to bring in the blood. And that, I know that that's not real. I need you guys to know, I know vampires aren't real. But in my head, I'm like, but if he's got to pull out the blood because you guys didn't have any blood at the wedding, well, he's got to bring out the blood. But that's on me.
One of the funnest parts of weddings is open bar, dancing, and gossip. So I say,
you're right.
If you engaged in all three of those things, you've done absolutely nothing wrong.
Absolutely nothing wrong.
That guy is the bee for bringing the eggs.
You're not even sharing lies either. Like, and also, I'm sorry, this isn't even goss. I'm going to throw this out there. He did it in front of everybody at the wedding.
It's not like you were like, I heard he's dating
Everyone's like
high
watching
school
it with
teacher.
binoculars, just being like, oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, God, and especially with him going, I'm not going to fold under the pressure. On that, like, that response to, ew, everything about this dude. No, make fun of him. Make fun of him.
Yeah. The pressure to let your sister have a wedding that's freaking boiled egg free. Ugh.
Boiled eggs.
Can you read our first email here, Jackie?
Of course I can.
You got
Preface. You can refer to me as N. Thank you both so much. Love you both so much. Okay, N. Hi, cuties. I would like to ask mainly for advice, but part of me does feel like a bitch for the circumstance. Scoosh, scoosh, scoosh. I hope that that's not inappropriate because I haven't read the rest of this letter. Anyway, continuing on. I have been casually hooking up with a friend that I've known for several years. Our hooking up is very new and very casual. We've only met up about 5 times in the matter of 9 months. I'm a single mom, so my fun time is quite limited. Me and him do not know each other extremely well. We're more of a side friends amongst the friend group and have only recently started conversing with each other on a deeper level anyway. So, to get to the point here, would I be a bitch to bring up his erectile dysfunction and possibly ask him to do something about it? I know it's a sensitive topic for men, and oftentimes the pressure of knowing you're not performing well can lead to making the matter worse. The thing is, I don't know him that well. I don't feel like we're in a good enough standing to have that tough conversation, but I like his calm energy and he has a cute smile and he's very good at making me feel good physically. So, do I let it go or try to make it work? For a little context, we first hooked up at a Halloween party. Oh my God, my favorite. We were so drunk and had an absolute blast. During our hookup, he couldn't remain hard, but he was also very giving, so it was cool. I just assumed it was the alcohol affecting him. He reached out to me after that and wanted to meet up. Second time comes around, and when I tell you, bitches, the ED was in full effect. First, he wanted me to meet on a Friday. I took PTO. It's cool. My boss coincidentally took PTO too, so it worked out. It took me 3 hours to make this man bust. 3 hours straight. Honestly, I love to give and have fun doing so. So I was having fun, but damn! Mind you, I am no novice. Retired slut here. Is this why you asked me to read this, Kara? Because you knew that I'd understand. Retired slut here too, and I get you, babe. I've spent quite a few years now essing and licking around the town, men and women, LOL. 3 hours is the most I've ever tried so hard. And this is not a one-off. He has consistently had problems, can't maintain, or he needs it in a very specific, certain way, and goes soft in an instant. He wants me to be a Hoover vacuum, no joke. And I'm like, dude, my arms and body are burning and my mouth is numb. I'm sorry. It's affecting my confidence a bit. I feel bad because I know it's not personal and I don't wish to make him feel bad about it. But if I was to pursue this fling, what do? I'm also hitting 35 soon and don't have the patience for men sexually anymore. Do I be the bitch that leaves him in the dust? This is also hard because I made the bad choice of flinging with a friend, but we're grown and see each other often without any negative incident. Thanks for any advice, babes. And it's difficult. It's difficult.
Jackie, what's the most embarrassing Halloween, or tell me a Halloween costume you've been wearing when you've hooked up before?
Oh man, it is my favorite story, specific. Well, I have 2 favorite Halloween stories. I remember once I was dressed up as Garth from Wayne and Garth. That was a fun one. But I think specifically the one time when we went as, me and my 2 friends went as the Hocus Pocus sisters, and I was Kathy and Jimmy. And, no. I did go as that one year. This was when I was Cher from the Witches of Eastwick. And I was Cher from the Witches of Eastwick, so I had big eyebrows, and I had like a long like skirt and like a crop top on and a really crazy makeup. And I remember banging somebody, but the problem is I had to go to work the next day, and I woke up too late to like try to get back to my apartment so that I could change. So I got to work the next morning still dressed as Cher from the Witches of Eastwick. And but I had like no way to like fix my makeup or anything, so I just looked, and I had to work a 10-hour shift as Cher from the Witches of Eastwick the day after Halloween. So everybody knew I had a one-night stand.
To get home.
Because I had to use that to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. So I was still like drunk, still like, and I was just like, I didn't even know the name. Like I didn't know the name of the person who was inside of me or like earlier that morning. You know what I mean? So that's more of what I'm thinking about.
I hooked up one Halloween dressed as a toddler in a tiara. I was one of the toddlers in tiaras.
Oh, Kara.
So questionable. I was a grown ass woman, but I was 30 actually, but my costume was really funny.
Wow. I bet you, I love dressing up as a toddler in tiara. Did you dress as like a dancing? Like
I was like in the beauty pageant part of it. So I had like a sash and I had like a big, I got like a big, pacifier.
Go off.
Like
Love
a huge novelty size pacifier and a tiara.
Oh, yes.
And I made my own sash with iron-on letters. I don't remember what it said. I'll have to look at pictures.
But here's the thing. I have a lot of thoughts for N. I have a lot of, because you do find yourself in quite a predicament that you, predicament. Yeah.
I'll start by saying, girl, like hats off to you, because never in my life would I spend 3 hours on that.
3 hours.
I just can't. Like I could never. Like I don't think my body would physically do it. I don't think I could do that. You know
what it is? I guess I want to ask you, and so many more questions, because I have dealt with many people with differing ED. I think anyone that has interacted with a penis long enough knows that, like, not only does it just happen, but, you know, it just happens. It's almost like how we have to maintain focus sometimes, you know, other people have to maintain focus. And I feel like a lot of the people that I've interacted with in the past, maybe it came from more of like a shame thing, but if we were just casually hooking up, they would not put the emphasis on them orgasming and like coming to fruition. Yeah. And that it would be more about me because it was something, and not that I'm saying that is right or that is okay. It is just, I'm curious, in this 3 hours, like, was this a frustrating experience for him? Which I imagine it could have been, which also would change the way in which the 3 hours is taken. Like if this is something where he's getting frustrated and it's just making it worse, and it's just making it that it's just going to make it worse in the long run, and that he didn't want to be like, hey, how about we like take a break? How about we go do, like, let's circle back to this.
Yeah.
And part of me is more concerned about the, like, was it that he was like, I need to come. Like I'm coming during this experience. And if he's bringing every experience that like he also has to come, which I'm saying is very, you think that not everybody has to come. If you like, you forget that if you have a penis, I feel like sometimes, because I think a lot of people that have vaginas have spent many years being okay with not orgasming during an experience. Yes. That like, I think that this is something that a lot of people with vaginas have experienced, that sometimes a person with a dick also isn't going to come. And how does the person you're hooking up with deal with that? I would have no patience eventually for someone that was only getting frustrated, and then not doing anything about it. And then that's my question to you, N, is would you be willing to, like, I don't think it's up to you to talk to this person about it. You would hope that they would want to get help that for themselves so that this person can come, right? Mm-hmm. I would just get such an ick over the fact that he wasn't doing anything about it that I wouldn't want to even go through with having to tell him, because he knows he's got issues, right?
Well, does he? I mean, does he say this never happens, or does it's happening every time with you? Like, because
of course your confidence starts to get hurt a little bit. Of course, even though we all know it's a biological reaction. It is like, it has nothing to do with how hot you are. It has nothing to do, there's so many factors involved, but say that to our brain, when you're in the room and it's not, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm just not enough. And especially you're saying you're hoovering for 3 hours. Oh, it hurts my jaw just thinking about it.
But I feel like maybe you did it as a challenge to yourself. Like, right. I know I can do this, like, or whatever. But to me, it's like, I don't know. It sounds like I can only go off of what you write to us. And it sounds like you like his energy. He's got a cute smile, but like you're saying you're fed up with men, putting up with men sexually, and like your free time is limited as a single mom. So like, I think to me, if you're my friend, I'm like, girl, you got to focus on getting
Your
with somebody
time.
who is giving you what you need and is not taking a hookup, is not taking 10 hours.
But
or
it's
whatever.
also got to be difficult, like you said. But he's good at it. Like, this is the thing. But you are having a good time. It
you
does
are
seem
having a
like
good time
so
part of the
that's-
time, and then the other part of the time you're working and your body is burning and your mouth is numb. Like that doesn't seem enjoyable to me. So
I remember. I feel like like it used to be the kind of thing when you were younger. It's like, and then we would have sex for hours and hours. I don't want to have sex for hours. You know, like I want, like I'm not saying that you can't, I guess, have it every once in a while, but I remember when I used to be younger and when people would talk about, it's like, that's real love when you have just like marathons of sex. And I'm not saying that there's a time and a place, sure, you know, you're on a vacay, you go, bae. But I like hearing about this, I'm tired and I'm not even a single parent, you know?
But in terms of like what you asked, which is like, should I have this conversation with him?
What do you think he's going to do? Like, I guess, question for you, Ann. Do you think if you had the conversation with him that it would be something that he'd be like, oh, no one's really ever spoken to me about? Because I kind of like even the place you're coming from. You're like, I don't know him that well, which might also be an easier place because you are kind of friends to be like, I did notice that there's like an issue because honestly, Ann, do you have the time to deal with a person that has a penis that won't talk about it? Because I think, but it depends on if you want to build something with this person.
Yeah, that's what I
so
don't understand. I don't know
hard.
if you
It's
want
so
to
hard.
keep this. I don't know if you want to keep
It's not
this
so
casual.
hard. That's the problem.
Or you want to start. It's not hard. Like it's. Do you want to keep a relationship up with? Do you want to start a more serious relationship with this guy, or do you want to hook up with him every couple months? Because if it's going to be every couple months, I'd say when he calls you or when you guys are going to see each other, you can weigh and go, what do I have tomorrow? Do I have time to be up
for this?
4 hours trying to make this guy nut? Or do I want to or should I just go home and use my vibrator? Do you know what I mean? Like you can weigh that out. If you want some kind of relationship to go forward with him, or you feel like you'd be helping him out or something, I'd say you could broach it and just say, hey, listen, like, I actually think I love hooking up with you. I think it's so, like, you do a lot of fun. Like, you're so good at XYZ.
You're so giving and I'm so giving.
Yeah, you're so giving. I really love that.
Yeah,
but like,
you do
I'm
what is
wondering,
it, the sandwich, you know, of like, you're so good at it. And you really are very good at it. But also.
Like, have you ever tried like a little bit of like Cialis or Viagra or whatever, just for the
I think it's
for
also
the penetrative sexual part.
Maybe even not going right to the like, have you thought about more of like do you like talking about it too in an understanding way of like, do you like start thinking about other things, of more of like thinking about like, is it like that you get so wrapped up in your head? Is it because I've also found too that in helping people with penises talk about these experiences, I also think it is good because you have to remember they've been told that they have to be ashamed of this their whole life, and that it is not just a biological reaction, that it is not just something that sometimes you need a little bit of help with. So it is, you're right, it is a very sensitive subject, but I think that also in talking about like, man, because I know that I have to like really pay attention. And I used to really struggle, and I didn't understand that even like how much my ADHD used to affect my ability to orgasm, because literally my mind would just wander and I would stop paying attention. But maybe it's like talking about those times of like, what is going on in your head when that happens? Is it like oh fuck, oh, or is like, how do you process that? How do you deal with it? Like, if you want to. Get into
like,
this.
I don't think you're a B for leaving him in the dust if you want to, because honestly, like you guys have hooked up 5 times, like whatever. If you're not into it because it's like too much work, that makes 1,000% sense to me. But also, if you want to keep hooking up with him and it feels like he's got calm energy, then I feel like I would, like, if he was some macho man, like I'd be like, don't even bother. This isn't going to go
right. But you're saying calm energy.
But you're saying he's got this calm energy. So if it's like, hey, I really love hooking up with you, like, I'm just wondering, like it seems like everything has to be so specific for you. Like, what's going on there? Like, what's that? Is that just
come
with
from?
us? Is that something you've been dealing with for a long time? Yeah, you don't need to call it ED. You don't need to whatever. Just be like, is the whole specific thing, Is that just with me or is that with other people? And like what's worked in the past and like whatever? Because like I have a great time with you, but I don't know if I have it in me to like take 3 hours to make you come every single time.
Does he play D&D? You can liken it to like a concentration spell and you have to be like, oh, is it also like where you have to like hold on to it to like maintain the invisibility? But it's like that, you know, is it like that? And ask them in D&D terms, and maybe he'll understand. Is that the kind of calm energy you're talking about? Kara and I have a lot of experience
I got a lot
with
of that calm energy in my life. But like, yeah, I guess I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's like if you, let's say, had like vaginal dryness, immediately a guy would go, "What's up with that? It's so dry down there." Like a guy would just say that. But like, I feel like we have to like.
Because we understand, because we're also shamed for our biological functions. So we understand inherently. And it is one of the few things that penis avers, but like in the world of medication where they're like, yeah, we've got all this stuff that helps you, but make sure nobody knows about it unless Bob Dole is on the cover of it.
It's a you know.
Yeah, who cares?
Whatever. Yeah.
But also we don't, you know, we've had to deal with that, Kara. We've had to deal with that in the same way where like we were like, how embarrassed were you of your period for how long? Like, were you one of those youngs? I was. I was desperately embarrassed of my period for so long. I was told never to speak of it to other people. You know what I mean? Like that's something that lives in your brain forever.
Yeah.
And never to speak to men about it. So of course, you know, it's like these we understand is what I'm saying.
But I mean, I also think if like you're not up for this and you keep seeing him at social events, he's not going to be like, what happened? You're going to be like,
you're a single mom like, and you didn't have time.
I'm a mom and we were seeing each other like so, or I started seeing someone, or I don't know. I'm just wondering if like psychically in your life, do you need to be devoting the energy to this person that you've hooked up with like an average of once every 2 months? Or should you be like out there trying to find the guy who's going to really do it for you and that you're interested in having a relationship with? Because
good averaging skills really quickly, by the way, Kara. You really did that average very fast. That was good.
I don't know how much you like this guy. I can't really tell. Like it seems like you like hooking up with him and like when he's
calm vibe.
Around, but like
honestly, I will throw it out there, Kara. Calm vibe and good at banging and like down with cash in the same way. That it's difficult to find all three in one person. You know what I mean? So I get you, N, but you know, who's got the time?
There's plenty of guys, though, who will make sure that their equipment works, who are willing to hook up with a tired slut who's also willing to put in the work.
Yeah. So, but also retired slut recognizes retired slut. I'm sad that I don't have my water bottle right now with this sticker that says geriatric bimbo on it, but it is my favorite sticker. Thank you.
Geriatric bimbo. I love it. Like my geriatric pregnancy.
Exactly.
But let us know what happens. I mean, I do think if you come at it in like a very calm, casual way, much like your hookup, you guys could have a good conversation about it. I find it hard to believe that no one has brought this up to him before. If it's happening all the time, but I don't know if it's happening all the time.
Or maybe that's why he's down to keep it casual, because he doesn't want to deal with it. Maybe this is an issue that he doesn't want to be dealing with.
Like, maybe he's the kind of guy though that's like, yeah, that's just me. It just takes me 3 hours of somebody fully vacuum cleaning my dick off for me to finish.
Is this like a hard-boiled egg guy? Is this because
if you're not willing to actually look into how that's not like really like
I'm gonna get
great.
TMJ. I can't do this for that long.
Then like, come on, man. Let's take a little pill or something. We gotta do something there.
Take a little dick a little. Take a little dick a little.
Let's listen to our next voicemail.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi. Love you guys so much.
Love you so much.
Wow, didn't think I would call, but here I am. Okay. So I am a comedian. My boyfriend is a comedian.
Ooh.
We have been together for like almost 4 years.
Okay.
We met like going to open mics.
Okay.
Actually, I had a comedy night and still do. It's every Thursday here in town.
Plug it.
I got my teaching certification, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. I need to focus on my first year of teaching. So I gave him my Thursday night show, and he took that and ran with it, which love, because I didn't have the space for it, but I didn't want to watch the Thursday night show die. And so he really took it and ran with it.
Okay.
But now I'm not doing comedy as much. Truthfully, I haven't gotten on stage in over a year, but
okay.
With all things you love, it ebbs and flows. I'm not retired by any means, but it just seems like every time I go out, I am now referred to as my boyfriend's girlfriend. We'll call him Tim. I'm now referred to as Tim's girlfriend. And it's dude, all of you knew me before I was Tim's girlfriend. I was me before I was his girlfriend. Not to mention, I have other things I do. Not only am I a great comedian, I'm also a teacher. The graphic design for the logos of this Thursday night show that's now turned into a multiple night show. I made those. The t-shirts that you guys wear, I made those. So it just feels like I'm constantly being reduced. And I haven't said anything to anyone, but I just don't know how to approach this and who to approach it with. It'd be great if my boyfriend stepped in and was she's not just my girlfriend, but I don't want to put that on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, who's the bitch? Is it me? Because I don't do comedy really. I mean, is it my boyfriend for not saying whoa, God, not giving me more credit, or is it all the comedians? Anyway, love you guys so much. You guys are the best.
Oh my gosh.
We understand.
Love this
do we
one.
Understand, babe.
Because I think we get this.
We get this.
On a specific level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that the bottom line is that in comedy and probably in a lot of things, there's the people that are doing it, and then to everyone else, people will call them civilians. They'll be oh, is your girlfriend also a comic, or are they just a regular person?
Yes.
Or you know what I mean? Literally people have used that language. Oh, does your... It's it's so weird, but I think it's almost like a species we do that too. When I grew up, I would tell people, oh, my mom's a doctor. And they'd go, oh, is your dad also a doctor? And I'd be like, what? No. Why would my parents both be doctors?
Right.
But me and my husband are both comedians. So it is true. People do that. It's people just want to kind of label each other.
Right.
And so I think that some of these people that are meeting you just haven't seen you get on stage in a year or so.
Right.
And that's bothering you because you used to be on the other side of that. And now you're on the civilian side, unfortunately, even though you haven't quit. To these people, they don't know that you're still doing it. And that's annoying. But I wouldn't say that I feel like there's a lot of ill intention there.
No.
Because I think it's just the way people kind of categorize people, but especially in comedy.
You're right.
People, I see people all the time disregard someone's partner, whether they're a man or a woman or whatever kind of relationship it is, just because they're well, you're not the one that's in my business. You're not the one that I want to talk to about jokes and tags and how my spot went the other night and how can I get into this festival and blah, blah, blah. I would say men are a little bit more like that than women are. But in general, a lot of times people are just kind of oh, I'm not really that interested in getting to know people that are outside of the actual group of us that are doing this.
Right.
And so I feel what I would do if I were you, because I don't really know that there's anything your brother, I didn't mean to say that. I don't think there's anything your boyfriend.
My brother, Kara? Is it because my brother is a comedian? Is it because maybe it's not my husband, but it's my brother that's a comedian?
No. I just think it's more than my husband would definitely if we were having a conversation with somebody and they were just kind of only directing comedy stuff to him, would go, oh, well, Kara's a comedian
also
too.
a comedian.
And then they'll be oh, okay, when we were first together or whatever. But if you're not I think it's to me, I think the subtext of this call, and I could be wrong, is you're feeling a little bit also
disrespected.
Yes, but also you want to be on stage more. I feel like you want to be back doing stand-up and your life is just not allowing for that, which I absolutely get.
Completely.
I am a person that used to do stand-up I used to do stand-up 7 nights a week multiple shows on nights sometimes. Like, and it was like crazy if I didn't get up for 2 nights in a row. Like, what are you doing?
Yes. And
now I have a weekly show where most of the time I'm just bantering with my husband and not even doing material. Like, I don't do it as much. And I feel, and granted, I've been doing it for years and years and years. So people haven't like forgotten that I'm a stand-up, but definitely
it's different.
I know how you're feeling because I think you're like, what the hell? I was part of this world, and I contribute to this world in other ways.
You started the show.
Yes,
and that is, I completely understand it. I guess the sad thing that I want to also share is that this feeling is never going to stop, no matter what, as you transform for the rest of your life as an artist, as a person. I do feel that this comes out, like, even as Kara was just saying, I recently was asked not that long ago in a judgmental manner of, do you even do live shows anymore, like on stage? And so I need you to know that these judgments happen all the time, where it's like, of course I do live shows on stage. I don't do it as often anymore because that's not necessarily where my career was moving. But like the disparaging comment of like, yeah, I'm still a live performer. So I just want you to know we also still get stuff like that. So it happens no matter what and how you're changing. But like Kara was saying, I think that everything, and not to look through to the subtext of what you were saying, everything is really coming, the call's coming from inside of the house, and I feel like you're not feeling creatively fulfilled right now. And it is coming off in how you feel about yourself, which I completely understand as a fellow creative. I think a lot of us get wrapped up in the day-to-day, especially if you don't get your creative fulfillment from your daily job. It is something that you really have to navigate, and you're right, it's going to ebb and flow, and it's going to change forever with how your life changes. But it's how you deal with yourself inside of your own brain as it transforms that is so important. And it's about listening to what you actually want. So I would even say, like, if you were able to, you know, you said you haven't been on stage in over a year, maybe try to put it to yourself of like, you know, maybe I'll just like co-host a Thursday night show with my boyfriend every once in a while. Like maybe you go on and co-host it if you're able to, you know, like if you can, something you can add on that is just a little bit, or like what does work for your schedule. Maybe in trying a new part of your career as a creative, in trying to make it fit to what your life looks like now. Because the only thing that is a constant in our lives is change. It's going to keep changing forever and ever. It's how we navigate it.
But like you're not alone. Like I've produced comedy. I've produced comedy shows forever. I've done every single thing from soup to nuts, and nobody was like, oh well, you're a comedy show producer, to say, you know, like people are just like kind of looking for easy ways to package people. And I think that they, especially stand-ups, are like, oh, they don't do it anymore.
Right.
They're not in it. So like, oh yeah, Tim's girlfriend, she used to be a comic, but now she's not anymore. Like that's just, they're not like, oh, she's taking a break, like whatever. Like there's just no nuance in that kind of shit. And that's like not your fault.
Right.
But what I'm hearing in your voicemail is you're like, what the hell? Like I'm a creative person. And like Jackie says, I don't think you're feeling like maybe totally creatively fulfilled just with like the graphic art stuff that you've done and the teaching stuff that you've done. So like set a goal, like try to get up once a month, like even, or try to like, co-host your show. Or just be like, I'm going to go to a mic once a month and go without your boyfriend. Like go, like don't do it with him. Like try to like make him like, you know, differentiate yourself from him, because I totally get how that is. Like I was doing stand up for how long before I met my husband? 2 years before I met him. And I'm sure for a while people are like, oh, Jared's girlfriend. And I'm like, I've been doing this before I met him. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
there is, I know that you said like you don't want to make it your boyfriend's job to do this. I would have a conversation with my boyfriend though about this, of if someone does like, oh, that's Tim's girlfriend, of being like, oh, you know, she also does X, Y, and Z. Her name's Sarah. Yeah. She also does, because like, I know you don't need him to step up for you. And I'm not saying like, it's just, there is a difference of when you show up in as a partnership of like, hey, she's not just some, like she's also a full human being.
But like, I wonder if the same is like if you go to like an engineering conference, right? And you bring your husband. Do the other engineers always want to meet your husband? Sure, sometimes. Or sure, there's like other spouses there sometimes that want to meet your husband. But probably a lot of the times the engineers are just like, oh, I've been wanting to talk to you about blobbity bloobity bleep.
Like math of a roof.
Because people just kind of they just kind of try to get
matches the like. It's community.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just at the end of the day, it's how do I classify you? When you meet someone, you're like, oh, you belong to this one. Oh, you are over here. You do this, and you're.
Yeah.
Think that our brains do that sometimes, but it also is a part of our responsibility. And I also understand, as someone, I think I've said this on the show before too, when someone asks me what I do for a living and my husband just watches me go like, because I'm scared of just saying I'm a podcaster, because I get embarrassed, because then sometimes people go, oh, when you say you're a podcaster. And so I get it too. There's also ways in which the confidence that you bring to a conversation of, my name is Sarah and I've been teaching, but also I do this graphic design stuff too. It's really awesome. It's advocating for ourselves as well. And not even in a bitchy way.
Or just say, I'm a comedian also. Comedian's one of the only things the only professions that people can say they do when they've done it twice. Just say, "Oh, I'm also a comic." I've been on a little hiatus, but I'm also a comic. Like if that's how you want to introduce yourself, go ahead.
But nothing quite beats it when someone says you're I'm a comedian. They go, "Oh yeah, say something funny."
But I also get how it's annoying that you knew these people. It's annoying that you knew these people when you were a comic, and now they're sort of shuffling you into a different.
Also, you still are a comic. We just can't do comedy every second of every day. There's also like anyone that works in the arts knows, especially nowadays, you have to be 20,000 things at once. You know what I mean? Just start introducing yourself as a production company. Just say, "I am a full production company as an artist." That's it. That's how it's like it is. I understand your frustration though.
Yeah, we totally do. I mean, like this stuff has happened to me before. And like I said, someone just asked me today, "Are you still doing stand-up?" And I go, "Yeah, I host a show every week with my husband. I just headlined a couple months ago, but I have 2 kids now and things have shifted in my life and something's got to give. You can't do everything at 100% that you do because now I do podcasting and writing and other things. So, whatever.
Jill of a couple of trades. Yes.
You're a Jill of all trades. And I bet you're using your comedy and your teaching all the time too, which is great. And I think I know a lot of teachers that are hilarious stand-ups that are doing it on the side.
Can I just say thank you for being a teacher? Can I also just say what you're doing as a comedian is way more important than what we're doing. So just
as a teacher. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to our next email. Hello, Kara, Jackie. I'm a huge fan and have been listening since day one. Thanks for the endless entertainment in my ears while I work. But I will get into it because this is quite a long tale.
All right, hit us.
So the incident happened just over a year ago. I was 27 last summer when I was visiting my hometown, Santa Cruz, where my parents and a few of my high school friends still live.
Okay.
I went out with my high school bestie and her BF, boyfriend, out for a little bar hopping, just seeing the old fave dive bars that we used to frequent back in the day.
Like you do.
We definitely drank a few, but weren't drunk out of our minds, and we're enjoying an embarrassingly bad game of pool at the Asti, a dive that we lovingly call the Nasty Asti, where we ran into Dave, fake name, who I have known since high school and have hung out with plenty of times over the years, even on a camping trip once, though we were never super close. Mm-hmm. At this point, it's probably 12:30 a.m. or so, and Bestie and her boyfriend decide to hit the hay and ask if I need a ride home. Dave says he's staying for another game and I should keep hanging. As I live about 15-minute walk from downtown, I decided to just stay for another round and a game because I didn't have to work the next day. So whatever.
Do we trust Dave?
Now, the key part of this is as you play pool at the Asti, you obviously can't put your drink on the pool table. So there was a small wooden bar that I put my drink on and turned my back on to play.
Okay.
I know it was dumb, but even dumber was thinking just because you are friends with a guy doesn't mean he won't try to rape ya. Smiley face. I started to feel really fucked up and went to the bar for a glass of water where the MVP bartenders tested my drink. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently people dose with ketamine too, which is why I remember this whole account. Anyways, they gave me lots of water and called me an Uber with their accounts.
Oh
wow, just wow,
God.
so kind. I slept till noon and I felt out of it for days. I have participated recreationally and never felt so groggy and weird for so long after. Now, after this night, no part of me thought Dave did this. I thought it was odd he dipped right after they tested my drink, but I thought he just didn't want to deal and we aren't that close, so whatever. A month goes by and he DMs me asking if we can talk, so I give him a call. He's worried, I think the drugging was him because the next time he tried to visit the Asti, the bouncer threw him out physically, LOL. I said, no, of course not. There were tons of people at the bar and a few guys did hit on me, so he wasn't the obvious answer. He said good, and he may want me to call the Asti to straighten this out. Thankfully, it never came to that. Then a few months later, my bestie sent me a screenshot of a group chat with a bunch of bartenders in Santa Cruz saying Dave was caught red-handed drugging a bunch of other girls.
Oh my
And that apparently
God.
This is common knowledge. So yeah, it was definitely him that did it. If I needed more proof, the next time I was in Santa Cruz, the bartenders were like, oh yeah, it was 100% him. He was lingering around you and being creepy after you looked messed up. At this point, I considered maybe not pressing charges, but like informing the police. I spoke with a lawyer friend who advised me I didn't have evidence and that if there were other cases, more recent and provable, that could handle the legal side of this. But then I found out that his girlfriend is pregnant and they're far along. Now, this is where I come into who's the bitch territory. Am I the bitch if I DM her? Am I the bitch if I don't? Do I need to come with a boatload of evidence? Will she just go right to him and have him come after me? He is very well known in the community with lots of deep ties, which could be scary to be on the wrong end of. Maybe an anonymous tip of sorts. I've put this off for so long. I am scared she's going to go into labor tomorrow and it feels mean to do this to a new mom. I would love your take on this. Thanks for reading my long ass email. I've been getting some very mixed messages from my friends about the right approach here, so I would love your take, the take of you two who seem so damn wise. Thanks and love, M.
Oh my
This is so well. First of all, we're so sorry that happened to you, and I'm so thankful that it ended up okay.
And can we also please again give it up for the bartenders out there,
the bartenders
that really truly watch people's backs, that really true that is just
just good like practice because it's like get the word out.
Yes,
get the word out.
Yes.
Like the Asti's not the place to do this.
No, and
like that's not the bar.
And also just for testing the drinks and I know many bartenders that do these kinds of things and that look out for other people, and it is an unpaid labor part of being a bartender that I feel like not a lot of people talk about and congratulate and thank them for, because I know many bartenders that have saved many lives. But just want to say this, you have to talk to her about that. Right? Kara, I mean, I know that I've never been in in a pregnant place before. So at that level, would you, if you're thinking about you're thinking about Jared, you're thinking about you are about to have his first child. Would you want to know before the baby or after the baby? Because there's nothing you can do. And part of in my brain, I'm like, do you wait till after the baby because then the baby's not inside of her? And then I feel like I would feel not as bad, but or is that not what, because she has to know about this. She has to find out about this.
Honestly, there's no good time to get this kind of information because after you've had the baby, you're so much less mobile in terms of what are you going to do? Move all your stuff to if you have parents, if you have resources, if you have somewhere you can go. If you do it before, then obviously it's stressful before you have a baby, but you could at least physically
just be you,
move, go somewhere else or find, I don't know. It's not uprooting a child as well. And it can feel so draining once you have a baby that you're feeding with your body and they're waking up and it's so exhausting. Not that being pregnant's not exhausting, but it's a very different kind of exhaustion. And I would say she could probably have more recourse if you told her sooner rather than later. Either way, that's potato to me. There's no good time to be oh, the father of your child is actually a predator. Not even just oh, we dated and he treated me really bad. This is he's
a predator.
We've talked about this before. I want you to stay safe. And if this guy's in the community or whatever, but I would say if you have copies of those screenshots from those Santa Cruz bartenders, send a message from a burner account to this girl and be I'm so sorry to do this.
But would it go through if it's a burner account? Like in this our day of Instagram, do those messages go through anymore?
They show up in your requests, right? I think like sometimes you and I might not see our requests or look at our requests because we have like a lot of followers or whatever. But if it's just like a regular person, like I'd say if you had a request, you'd be like, oh, who's this from or whatever, right? Like it would show up, I think. Or like, but at least you gave it a shot whether or not she gets it or not.
Right.
Like there's only so much you could do. Like if you don't think the Instagram will get to her, write a letter and put it in, type up a letter and stick it in her mailbox. Like, I don't know how you want to get the information to her, but I think you could literally just say, I would never have said anything about this, but I found out that you're expecting and I think you should know this information. Your boyfriend has been trying to drug girls at bars. I think this is you deserve to know that your baby daddy engages in criminal behavior. Like, because you just deserve to know that.
And I, part of me, if you're not doing like the screenshots with the other bartenders, if you're writing an actual letter, I would include that, like, if you want to talk to these people, you can hit some people up,
Here are the names of some of these bars where he's done this.
Exactly. Like actual bars of establishments of like, he's not allowed at multiple bars now. And these are places that you could even call to find out that he's been kicked out from them, because Santa Cruz it's another, it's like a subsection. It's a SoCal subsection that is not, it's not that huge of a town. You know what I mean? I feel like I know people in Santa Cruz, and I feel like word gets around Santa Cruz pretty fast. You know what I mean?
The other thing we have to remember is this just happened to you a year ago.
No, not SoCal. Sorry.
Last summer. This isn't like, oh, hey, your boyfriend was sketchy in high school. This is like last summer, months before he impregnated you, he did this to me. And luckily it worked out, but it's been confirmed to me by everyone that he's the one that did this and that he's done this at other places.
Only concern
maybe don't give the,
you don't want it to come back to you. That's my only concern.
It's happened. These incidences have all happened in the past 1 to 3 years. I would say that, but so that she knows it's not like he's changed. Like this is him from a long time ago. Like, this is him recently, dude. Don't give too many identifying details of your story, I guess. That's correct.
I would feel just, especially if you are able to send this in an anonymous fashion, which I would assume is how we're both recommending this. Yeah. I know that it shouldn't be on you to do this, but I mean, I would want to know. This is not.
And I wonder why there hasn't been any legal stuff going on with this guy having done this confirmed at all these bars.
I mean, because you know how difficult it is, Kara, because you know how much evidence we have to have. You know how much, like, what we have to go through as people that have been assaulted before, that you have to go through so much and advocate for yourself so much. And they make it difficult, Kara.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand why he maybe hasn't been prosecuted, because you have to have a lot of evidence and like a watertight case.
If it's ketamine,
but I
if
would
it's
say
easier
that
to
there
hide.
would be like an evidence trail. Like there would at least have been bars calling, like, you know what I mean? Like at least a report, like a file is going on at the police department.
I maybe.
I think sometimes I have too much faith in the cops.
I hate to say this, Kara. I think you might, and also
even though my other podcast is literally week after week of cop incompetence.
Yes.
Like a week after week.
I just do wonder if not using GHB and using ketamine instead is an easier way to be like, maybe they were just doing ketamine. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it is like, oh,
it's
everybody's
totally
doing ketamine
plausible.
now. You know what I mean?
It's like, right. It's like a totally, you even said you've recreationally done it, as have so many people.
As so many people.
So then it makes it look like, oh, she just does this and sorry, she got fucked up. I wasn't with her earlier. I don't know what she had.
Who are the cops going to blame? They're going to blame you. They're going to be like, oh, well, how do I know?
Insidious. That's why it's like, in case some of you are listening and you're going, well, you guys were on the fence about whether that other person should even tell the wife of the person they're having the affair with. Because I know sometimes we're on the fence about like telling people stuff like this. The difference for me is like, this isn't just like cheating. This is like a person who is committing a crime. And this is their
and
worldview.
serially too. And it's like, and continuing to do it is known throughout the community. It wasn't like tried it once and then moved on to a different town even. He's in the same pool doing it over and over again because he knows that he can and because he's already getting away with it.
Their worldview is instead of trying to hit on a girl and charm her and get her to participate consensually in sexual activity with him.
Take the hypotenuse of drugs.
Just get there, take the easy way and drug her ass. And it's really, really scary. It's so scary. Like, and I'm sure if this girl gets the message, she could poke around in some text messages and some medicine cabinets and see what she finds.
I am surprised there's not more like pregnant detective stories because I imagine you probably don't want to do a lot of detection work when you're pregnant, but I feel like that's the time where you're like, a dog with a bone. Where you're like, you want me to figure something out?
You're clear-headed. You got nothing but time.
You're just thinking about it. Oh, yeah, you want me to figure it out? I'll figure it out. Yeah. And especially like through anger, man, it can get you anywhere. I mean, like, part of me is like this girl, this mom to be, like, probably knows deep down, like we said about the last person, that something's going on, that this guy's not the best guy, but like they're having a baby together. Maybe she's hoping for the best. And like, I don't know, I would want her to know soon as possible so that it's not a full trap once the baby's here and she can't get out. And now he has custody or he has, parental rights and like, yeah. Yeah, before I guess you get that name on the birth certificate, you probably want to know a little bit more about this piece of human garbage, Dave.
Ugh.
Dave, I hope you rot in hell. This is the kind of thing, horrific. It just really shows the kind of person this person is, and I would want them as far away from my child as humanly possible.
It just takes so many steps to be like, okay, I'm going to order this medication on the black web or the dark web or whatever. Like, I'm going to go, or I'm going to just procure it somehow. Then I'm going to go to this bar and I'm going to hang out and I'm going to try to find the girl who seems the most already a little bit incompatible. Like, it's so predatory. Like, it's so many steps. It's not like an oopsie doodle.
Right. Oh,
I ran into somebody. Right. Like,
I lost my head. No, it's all in the planning. It's just start basket weaving instead.
Premeditated. It's creepy.
Put your time somewhere else. You could, I don't know, start your own fashion line. Put that creativity somewhere else, huh?
But then, like, I think once you send this DM, send this letter or whatever, you gotta
let us know.
Let
definitely,
us know. But
please.
like, I mean, there's nothing else you can do for this girl.
No,
I wish there was a way that there could be. You know how there are those groups that are like, we're dating the same guy. I wish there was like a way that somebody could just like,
like
those
a
are on
Facebook
Facebook.
Group. Oh,
yeah, they're like Facebook groups that are like, are we dating the same guy? Like, there probably is one for Santa Cruz. You should anonymously create an account or whatever, and then join that group and put it up there and go, not dating him, but this guy has been known to like roofie. Just get the fucking word out about this guy, but anonymously, because I don't want him to come for you. Because you could tell he tries to cover his tracks. He called you. He was like, just want to make sure you don't think this is me. Like the balls.
Ew, the second you got that message, just wanted to make sure. Ew.
Like he's trying to cover his ass, this guy.
Yeah,
he is really, really sociopathic. Sociopathic.
All you can hope is that means that this guy's going to end up behind bars someday because he'll just screw it up. That's all you can hope, I guess. But
yeah,
I say make it more difficult for him.
But let us know what happens. We're gonna move on to one more short voicemail.
Oh, okay.
A pretty low stakes one to take us out on the day.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Jackie and Kara. I'm so excited to finally be calling in, and I finally have a good situation.
Yes.
Pretty low stakes, but I'm coming straight from work, so it's fresh in my mind.
Okay.
All right. Workplace drama in the kitchen.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay.
In the communal kitchen fridge at your workplace, when is it appropriate to move someone's food in the fridge?
Ooh.
For example, I get into work early. I'm there at 7 a.m. I do 7 to 3. So playground rules, I get the best fridge spot.
Whoa.
Right? So I get in, I put my lunch in the fridge, and I take, top left corner, if it's available, put my food there, right? If I come back at lunchtime and my food has now been pushed to the back,
it's going to get colder.
Am I
It's not what you want.
the bitch for caring?
What if there's lettuce?
Or is someone else, whoever moved it, the bitch? I have a touch of OCD, so I'm like, why would someone touch my food? And keep in mind, this is not a full fridge. It's not packed. It's not crazy busy. There's plenty of room for everyone else to put their food. So regardless of the spot that I take, nobody else should touch my food.
No.
Right? Now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to call or send
Set
an
the fridge
email
on fire.
or whatever. I just want to know if I'm the bitch or not for even caring about this. So is it bitchy to move someone else's food in their refrigerator once you've claimed the spot? Question one. Now, subplot question. There's this green apple in the refrigerator that has been front and center for weeks at this point. Weeks. Now, if someone else put their lunch in the front, I would never move it. I would find a spot elsewhere for my
front
food.
of the show.
But if the item is so small, like this freaking green apple,
I'd put it in a drawer.
do I have the right to move it so it's not front and center, taking up space when obviously no one's eating it? I'm not even kidding. This apple's been there for like a month and a half.
Oh, we got to get rid of the apple. We got to get rid of the apple.
When is it appropriate to move this apple to the back?
Now,
Or at least
move it to the
side?
fridge.
Because it's front and
to the
center
trash.
in prime lunch spot. So I really want to move it, but am I a hypocrite if I move it? I don't know. I mean, these are the things that I think about. So let me know. I'll be interested to see what you guys think.
I love this.
I love your podcast. Absolutely makes my week every single week. Kara, you have been such an awesome addition. Jackie, I love you. I also listen to LPN Deep Dive.
Oh.
And even though I do love Hunt, I will always be a Restan girly because I can't help it.
I get you. I get you,
agree
babe.
with you on Cassian. Goose. Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Oh, by the way, this is Heather. Bye.
Bye,
Heather. Okay. This is so interesting, this one, because first of all, the apple, I think we're sure, how is it not rotted? I mean, even in a refrigerator, like how is it not just sitting there literally imploding? Is somebody replacing it and it's a new apple all the time? Are you sure?
Sometimes the outside it's looking fine and then you don't know till the inside. Those apples, as someone that has really let the fruit sit inside of her fridge before, you really find out when the apple is not good anymore once you've cut into it, and then you take a bite and go, how long has this apple been in here?
Well, I think that there should be like a post-it on the fridge that says like items left for more than 4 weeks will be thrown away, like unless they're condiments or something.
Yes.
So throwing away the apple makes total sense to me because that's actually like disgusting.
Yes. I'm going to throw this out here, Heather. At first, I was like, I don't know if I care about placement in the fridge that much. And I was listening to your story. The second you said your food got pushed to the back of the fridge was when my ding, ding, ding went off.
Now, why does that bother you? Because it definitely gets too cold back there?
Because it gets too cold back there, and it depends on what you have in your leftovers. So it depends on what we're rocking here. Is this something was there a salad component of the leftovers? God help you if you put it all the way in the back because they're just going to turn into crispsicles. Yes. And so it really depends on what you've got in there, and you don't want it just shoved to the back, especially specifically when you put it in the front left. You always put it there. Especially if someone always puts their lunch in the same place in the fridge every time, don't fuck with it. It means they like it there. I just feel like as someone that also uses a community fridge in their studio space, we understand. But we also, at this studio, leave copious notes. We have gotten to the place where if you don't want it touched and you don't want it moved and you want it there until a specific time, put a note on it. And
I would just say, please do not touch.
I know it's so and you're like, oh, I got to put a note on it every day. It really does help. And at first, when we added in notes and I was just like, oh, and now we got to put a fucking note on it. Oh, I got to let everybody know when I put it in here. I tell you what, it's changed my life with how I run my own fridge. Now, I never used to think about the dates of when I put stuff in there. I'm willy-nilly, but also I say this as a person that has gotten food poisoning many times, even though I've been through food certification courses. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I still don't do it. And sometimes I just get sick and I go, oh, and I just on myself. But how do you feel about the fridge placement?
Well, let me just say one thing.
What do you think, Kara?
Okay, so when you said I have a touch of OCD and I don't want anyone touching my food, my first thing was I have a touch of OCD and no one's touching your food. They're touching the container, right? It's not like if you're talking about an open plate of food or something, that's different. But I'm assuming you're talking about a little lunchbox or something like that. To me, no one's germs are getting on your food, but
putting their hands on it.
Because I would say my touch of OCD is this fridge is not organized correctly. Why is somebody's big ass thing up on this tiny shelf when it should be on a lower shelf where it can be taller, whatever. So I would probably move something around to be more economical about the space, but you're saying it's not a huge fridge that's shoved. You know what I mean? Because I've gone into the fridge at my school where the teachers keep their lunches and be Jesus Christ. And I've moved things around because you can't get to the things you need to get to because stuff's all behind and crazy. But you're saying it's not like that. So I would say in that case, if it doesn't need to be moved around for a feng shui economy of organization, of the placement of the food tray, food receptacles, then I would say it's absolutely fine for you to stick a Post-it on there that just goes, please don't move. Please don't touch
this. Just
please don't touch.
I would be so
Who cares?
furious.
It could be it has a sauce in it that if you move it, the sauce.
They don't need any
over.
more information.
No information, no other information. Please don't touch.
I am
Do not
saying
touch.
though, if you found your stuff pushed to the back and then that apple was still just sitting there, taking up prime real estate in the fridge.
No. The apple has to go.
The apple has got to go. That subplot
apple has got to go.
It has got to go. That I would stare at it every day, just being, but it's just in there, right in the front and center. Oh, you just gotta. You're gonna be the Liza of the fridge over here, huh? I just imagine just doing kicks and just showing off in front of everybody.
But this at the apple is it? Are they at this point? I feel like it's one of your coworkers being how long will they tolerate it being there before somebody throws it away?
And again, or you put a big Post-it on and go, whose apple is this? Throw it away. If you don't want to do it, put a Post-it note on it. Put a note on it. Everybody loves the notes. They don't. Everybody hates the notes.
Writing. I love notes.
Everybody hates the notes. But we need to have communication about fridge access when you share it. We have to be able to all work together here.
Because I bet you $1,000 it's just some dude going,
not thinking about it.
Blop. They're not thinking about it. But a do not touch Post-it says, I can't put it there, so I'll put it over here. That's it.
I also would this is my problem, is when the comedian really shines, that I feel like I would park up next to the fridge as I work on stuff and be like, what are you doing in there? I keep my stuff up there for a reason, right? Okay, just let you know. Just to do that
be able
one
to figure
day.
out whose stuff that
and
is.
be like, Jackie's insane. Do you notice that she's been watching the parameter of the fridge recently? And I'm just maniacally typing, staring at the fridge. Because here at the studio, I will say sometimes there are pictures taken and there is public shaming in the studio. And sometimes you got to publicly shame your coworkers.
Yeah.
And you take a picture and go, who did this? Who is doing this? You put it in the Slack. That's what the Slack is for. To publicly shame your coworkers. To be like, who moved my stuff? Who did this?
I noticed that this is the date I first noticed this apple.
Oh my God, you start writing it down.
I am going to throw it away at the end of the week if somebody does not claim it.
And then you're the crazy fridge person, but also somebody's got to be the crazy fridge person, and it may as well be you. Someone needs to come in and get control, okay? Because everybody's running willy-nilly, and everybody runs their fridge differently. This is the Wild West of cold out here, okay? So we got to work together. Make some rules.
Yeah. People have been doing Wild West rules for too long in your fridge, and it's time for you to start leaving some Post-its. And
start leaving. So this is really, we just wrote.
She's like, I'm not going to write an email or anything. That's fine. You don't have to do that. The Post-it is fine.
But this
Please
is a prescription for fun warfare. I do feel like we are starting a mini battle within your workspace, but sometimes a mini battle is something that kind of gets you to work every day, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm going to get there first. Oh man, we have it. We were talking about this earlier with the parking lot. We have a small parking lot. And sometimes it is a first come, first serve basis. And sometimes I feel bad because I always take the greatest spot because I get here earliest. So sometimes I take a worse spot because I feel bad because I'm always here early and then I'm here all day and I take the best spot. And sometimes I don't.
Spot,
like
girl.
today, I took that good spot and I was like, F it. This is where I'm parking.
Yeah.
So I get you.
Thank you. Please take a picture of your Post-it note and send it to us. We need to see it.
Please.
And thank you to everybody. We got so many good voicemails and emails, but we just don't have time to get to all of them. But thank you for everybody who submitted and for everyone who let us read their submission or play their voicemail. As always, who'sthebitch.com has all the places you can submit. And we're Who's the Bitch LPN on Instagram. Head on over there. We also will take your submission via DM. And somebody left a voicemail being like, well, you guys never say your phone number. And I'm like, because it's at who'sthebitch.com.
Who'sthebitch.com. It's all in who'sthebitch.com.
In case you are planning to write it down, it's 424-666-0667. But just go to who'sthebitch.com. It seems a lot easier to remember. All right. We will see you guys next week.
And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, everybody.
Enjoy the rest of your August day. Goodbye.
Go sweat it out.